that I want, which is kind of nice. Um, today, today's topic is about anxiety. Um, Before, when I didn't really know what I was experiencing, my first experience with anxiety is sitting in church and just feeling like these intense feelings, emotions, like electricity, kind of something that's hard to describe. When I was a little kid, and at the time, not knowing what it is, it felt kind of interesting. Um, but I didn't have a name for it. It was kind of a bad feeling, but at the same time, it was intriguing. Um, I don't know really why I would get these feelings as a very young child, but they would happen. The most prominent in my memory is those moments in church for not really any particular reason that I can remember. And going through life as a young child, I had a lot of moments where I would have like panic that um, back then it was the fear of my mom dying, and um, it was so it was intense, and I would have talks with my mom about telling her that I want to die first and that I won't be able to handle it. And um, I was very adamant about like trying to resolve these feelings, but not really knowing how. Like talking about them with my mom would be um, helpful. And then sometimes when I didn't have my mom around, I would have friends that I would talk to, and that helped. Um, but it was those moments of alone with your thoughts and feelings and anxiety of that intrusive idea. Um, and I didn't really that that feeling those feelings had like subsided over the years growing up, and I got distracted by different things that I was interested in. I send you a hug for whatever it's worth. Thank you so much, Miguel. I got distracted by like school and friends, and which is good, and family, but I've always kind of felt anxious, especially around people that I liked or situations that I'm nervous in. Um, when I feel endangered. Um, and then once I had my mental break at 22, I really, really, really felt the anxiety come on really strong in with the mixture of all my other symptoms. And I thought, oh, this isn't is anxiety. Like, this is what an actual anxiety attack feels like, and it wasn't fun. I could tell a lot of stories, and I probably will over time, but it wasn't fun. Um, there were moments where I thought I was gonna die, and it's another topic is like death and like how I feel about it, but I didn't really like I was scared of the things that I was seeing, not that I was scared of death itself. And I kind of felt like I was dying, basically. You're not dead. Wait, you're not dead. No, I'm not dead yet. But like anxiety is like an overwhelming feeling of a mixture of feelings, but one of the main things is fear, or um and sometimes you can't help yourself that you fear something, or your mind, you should fear something, or there's actual danger, um and that's anxiety that keeps you alive, is to fear it and to protect yourself in that situation that you're in. You're gorgeous, thank you. And so going through all my mental struggles, like, I thought, oh yeah, that's anxiety. The little things like what I'm going through now, I didn't think of like as anxiety, but there's still residual, and has always been, and that's kind of a thing that I can take comfort in, is like I've kind of always been this way. Um so I guess that's my norm, is like to feel a little off, or like guilty or shame, or um stressed, or busy, all these things that you come across in life that usually subside. Um, I mean, those things matter, and they happen, and it's like anxiety is like times, and it's like uh it's not it's not fake. Like, everyone has a certain level of anxiety. Um that's what I have learned, is that nobody feels completely perfect all the time. Like, everyone gets a bellyache, everyone gets a headache, everyone gets tired, everyone gets exhausted, everyone gets stressed, everyone gets overwhelmed, all these things. And I guess I'm different in the way that it's usually always there, the anxiety, but it's not usually always there for everyone. I'm sure that everyone has felt anxiety at one point in their life, but not really like consistently. So I have a pretty decent situation where I have all these freedoms in America, and I get to do and say and post and have whatever job I want and have an opinion. So, like, I haven't always been able to do those things. One of the things that gives me anxiety is like losing privileges. Um, I was in a very strict home and I wasn't able to do a lot of the things that a lot of other people did my age um, for a very long time, all the way up until I was 18. So, like, my um, experiences of real life living privileges, work, school, outside friends besides the ones specifically at the places that I was taken to um didn't start until I was 18. So I still kind of fear those privileges being taken away from me, and they have over and over again with mental illness. And that's a big anxiety, is like going back to feeling trapped and not able to speak and say what or do or go or practice or learn or work um, like I want to. You're so pretty. Help. I wish I looked like you. What? I'm not that pretty. Um, I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm pretty, but um, but yeah, I guess that's a big anxiety to me because privileges are important to me. I mean, being an American and being free is important to me. And it's like, I guess it's a worry problem too. It's like worried of what people might say about me or tell someone about me and I get in trouble. I still have those fears, and or something bad will happen and I get the consequences in that way. And that's anxiety. Um, so yeah, I have I have continual residual anxiety and trust issues within my abilities or what I might say or do or whatever to end my way of life now, which I didn't really realize, but that is like a deep seated concern. And sometimes, like, I have the ability to go and do and live my own life outside of all this building tiny house and van life, and outside of living with my parents and working, and outside of that I have the ability to go to do and move and be with different people or different state but I never can seem to follow through on that, and it seems like just like a bigger task than I'm capable of. I guess that's kind of like what keeps me here, is just not knowing if I can handle the real world or run my own household in any form of actually going and living in a formal living situation. So it's hard. It's hard to um like make it on your own, kind of, or with support or partner, when you have um some issues that have reoccurred. Be strong. You can do it. I know you can. Thank you. So for now, this house is a supplement for what I wished I can achieve without having anxiety and depression and all the other mental illness symptoms that I've had in the past. It's keeping me going, at least motivated, and I've been hoping to be in another state to visit at least, and I'm going to see my boyfriend, but like I don't know like what comes after that really. It's kind of just like a test of like seeing if I really have feelings, if my feelings are strong enough to actually make the leap of faith and move. I don't know. I think it will be even more time after I move. I mean, not move, but after I take that trip. I think it will be even more time to just enjoy the house and build my YouTube channel and be monetized and all this stuff before I can before I would like to I would obviously like to be close to my boyfriend, but also it means giving up. Take small steps one at a time. Hope you get to make that trip. I will. It will be giving up all that I know, all that I'm comfortable with, all that I have created to ease my desire to have my own home. And it's gonna be a hard one to like just be like, well, I'm moving to Georgia. So, or maybe it could be easy, but right now I'm feeling excited for the trip, but also knowing it won't change my situation that much. depending on how I feel, most likely still have feelings for my boyfriend. Um, while moving to another state, that's exciting. I'm excited for you. Not sure if I'm moving. I still have to take a trip and see how it goes, visit him and spend time with him, and then go back home and finish my house and do YouTube stuff and talk and film and yeah. YouTube is one of the things that I really want to get going. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'm gambling or something because YouTube takes a lot of my time. Also, it's fun, but also I have anxiety about it because of I might be saying like too much. But it's all about practice and how you present yourself, or um so once I like grow my audience and everything, like then move and have this for that move. Just continue what you're doing. You're doing okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just kind of like trying to set up my life to be able to survive on my own, even though I have anxiety and fears that privileges and rights could be taken away very quickly. In the hospital, sometimes I wouldn't be able to sleep because I'm so anxious. And when you're in the hospital, you are met with a lot of other patients that have varying degrees of mental illness. And that's one of the things that I would be so anxious about, is like sleeping even before um even before going in. That's one of the things that gets really messed up, is sleep, because I'm scared to go to sleep and something happened to me, like my body. And so I wouldn't sleep for days, like literally like 4 or 5 days. I would take like rest like this and then wake up, rest like this and then wake up. That's how bad like anxiety had got a hold of me, like multiple times. Fear and paranoia and delusion and hallucinations. It just like snowballs, and that's how my rights get taken away, is like I get sent to the hospital, and when I'm in there, you can't go anywhere, do anything, see anyone other than the people that are in the hospital with you or the workers, and everything's planned out for you. Going to eat, going to recreational, going to art therapy, going to um like the media room. I would do a lot of walking and dancing One of the things that I really love to do is dancing, and that's one thing that eases my anxiety is moving around to music, feeling the words. Because the meds that they put you on, like, you start to, I mean, for me personally, I started to have like allergic reactions and get like catatonic and like have to walk, or else like I get really antsy. And so like that um to soothe that feeling, I would just walk, 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 walk. Yes, do the things you love to at least cope with your anxieties. Thanks. So that's what I mean by my rights being taken away, is like being held in a hospital for months at a time, um, multiple times, and then afterwards being under my parents' rule, and then them not trusting me to like go outside or drive or anything, and then I'm like thinking like, what if that happens and I'm all the way in Georgia, and like, how is Ryan, my boyfriend, going to cope with that? Like, what is he gonna do with me? Like, if I act very strange because of all the things that I'm experiencing in my mind, then how is he gonna stay with me? How is he gonna support me? How is he gonna act? Like, that's one thing that I have to kind of like figure out before I go there, is like, am I going to be okay? Like, I'm okay because I'm taking a little bit of medicine, but I don't want to take that medicine forever, especially if I want to have children. So, am I going to be accepted for, accepted or taken on? Am I going to be able to be taken on by him? I don't want to trap him and say, hey, what, like, we're together, like, or you married me, now you have to deal with me. I kind of need some time to be like, okay, I can do this. Even more time than just the 4 or 5 years that I've been well, semi well. So, deep thoughts. I'm trying to keep things stable with him, but sometimes that's even hard because I still have like a lot of issues, and they come up in our relationship, and he's got his issues too, but they're not as big, and they're not as, they don't affect us as much as like my mind being all jumbled, um, anxiety and all the other things. So I'm trying to keep things stable and keep moving forward and keep on with our relationship. But sometimes it's hard because my mind wants to do things like think about other people, or say that our relationship isn't enough or whatever. So I need to work on that, and I need to seriously start to act, not even act, like be more stable. I don't want to say that like this, my mind is this is me. It's an illness that is with me. It's not me. So I want to eliminate it somehow, even though I've had it with me for a long time, even before serious complications. I want to know that I can put my best foot forward in a relationship and be okay and not be debilitated. I don't know. It's a lot. It's gonna take time. It's a process. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.